part C then. 125%. We've got to convert that to a decimal and a fraction. So how do we go from percent to decimal, right? Let's have a look at that. Percent to decimal. And again, we'll consult with the ones we understand. The halves and the quarters. Right? So we'll go back to these ones we looked at first. We understand these guys here, right? You got your halves, your quarters, and so on. So we want to go from percent to decimal. How would you go from 50% to 0.5? 25% to 0.25? 75% to 0.75? What would you do? Any idea? How about just take this decimal point and put it back here again, and now you're at 0.75. See that? Take this decimal point, put it 2 spaces to the left, now you're at 0.25. Take this decimal point, put it 2 spaces to the left, now you're at 0.5. Does that make sense? Right? So percent to decimal, if we have 75%, how do you get that as a decimal? Do it. We just take this decimal point here and move it 2 spaces to the left, and now you have 0.75 or 0.75, right? So if we have 3%, how would you convert that to a decimal? Take the decimal point, move it 2 spaces to the left, put it here, but we've gone 2 spaces, so there must be a 0 in front of it. 0.03, okay? And our one that we need to do is 125%. How do we convert that to a decimal? You got to move the decimal point how many spaces to the left? 1, 2 spaces, and leave it right there in between the 1 and the 2. 1.25 is the answer, right? 1.25. Okay, and that's converting percent to decimal. How do we go from decimal to fraction? Any idea? Did we even do that? We did do that. Decimal to fraction. That's exactly what we've been working on. The last one we did was the 0.875 to 7/8. So we've got 1.25, and we want to go turn that into a fraction, right? Well, there's a couple of ways of doing it. We could look at this as 1 plus 0.25. That might be the smartest thing, because now we're going to have a mixed number, aren't we? Okay, and so if I just take that 0.25, okay, just the 0.25 is 25 over what? 100, right? And what's that as a fraction? 25 into 25 goes once, 25 and 100 goes 4 times, so it's a quarter. We know that, right? So the 1.25 is 1 plus 0.25, which is 1 plus 1/4, or 1 1/4. I'm just writing it out. I mean, you could have done it this way, 125 over 100, okay? And if you broke it down, you would eventually get 5 quarters, and if you put that as a mixed number, it'd be 1 1/4. But either way, you should end up with 1 1/4, right? Now,